Hi, we're Silverson Pickups, and you're watching Fuse.
Go ahead and put your balls on the table. You know what I'm saying? Put your music out. Let's see how many other people feel the same way that you feel. You cannot be scared to fail. Life is all about sacrifice. You set certain goals and you accomplish them. This is my passion. This is what I live for. We're on the record.
Ludacris.
Yes, sir.
On the record with Fuse.
The record is on.
Talk a lot about sex, racy stuff in your lyrics.
Absolutely.
So this is from personal experience, no doubt.
Yeah, some of it definitely from personal experience, but I can give you a great example which will let you know that some of it is definitely my imagination. When I made my first song, What's Your Fantasy? Of course, I hadn't been a commercially successful rapper at that time. So basically, all these things that I'm saying sexually in this song, a lot of those things were a fantasy. Of course. I would say that at this point in my career, it's mostly from experience.
You once tweeted about where's the line between being open in bed and being a freak? But I put the question to you. Where is the line where you become a certified freak?
Man, I think for me, it all depends on who you're with or what exactly it is that you're doing. But if you have someone that you care about, that you're in a relationship with, man, it all depends on what one's opinion of freak is. So that's what it comes down to. What can I say? I'm openly admitting it. I'm a freak.
New album, Battle of the Sexes.
Yes.
It's you and a crew of female MCs talking about love and sex. And where did that concept come from? Was it about, bringing women into the Ludacris tent? Or?
I felt like that we were missing a great deal of a female voice.
Yeah.
So I came with an album where you get both the male and the female perspective. And I have records where I'm talking, about women, records where I'm talking to women, and then records where I have these women talking right back to me. And I love doing it. And part of the reason is just so that I could have 4 of the sexiest females in the industry on the same video set all at the same time. So, you had Nicki Minaj, you had Eve, you had Trina, you had Diamond, all on one video set, all on one song. I don't remember or recall something like that happening since, ladies' night.
So let's talk about your creative process, how you write rhymes. Do you write while you're driving sometimes?
I always write when I'm driving. That's mostly how I write my music.
How do you do that?
Well, let me just first give a disclaimer and say that I don't encourage any kids to do what I do while I'm writing. My father, he taught me how to drive with my knees, so I'm a knee driver, and I would write music while I was driving. Now, the reason I write while I'm driving is because I got my sound system the exact way that I want it. This is where I can bring the instrumental back as many times as I want to, ride around, and all these thoughts are coming to me. And nowadays, of course, I've replaced the pen and the pad with my BlackBerry or my iPhone.
So the producer gives you a CD of beats, and you throw them in, and you're just driving around Atlanta, with the knee.
Absolutely.
Type in.
Yeah, with the knee driving, man. I'm a certified knee driver. Believe that. Definitely, it takes a lot of skill.
So the thing that I love about you as an MC is you got a lot of vocal agility. You spit a lot of syllables, very fast, very precisely.
Oh, yeah.
Where does that come from?
Man, I use my voice as an instrument. I have insurance on my voice.
How much?
Man, you don't want to know. Enough to where if my voice goes out, but you better believe I'm going to be straight. Trust me on that. My voice is everything.
But it's not the sound of your voice, it's the way that you use your mouth when you're spitting.
That's what I'm saying. You have to know how to use your voice as an instrument.
And you're really putting a lot of vocal dynamism in there.
Dynamism.
Yeah,
I love it.
Each word gets its own emphasis and tone and sort of color. And
that is definitely a conscious effort, because the number one complaint that I hear about rap music from mostly older people is that they can't understand what the hell we are saying. So I make it a point after I spit a verse, you better be able to hear every word that I said, otherwise I'm going back in the damn booth and I'm doing it again.
You are the #1 selling Southern MC of all time, which I think is interesting because the South is kind of polarizing.
You have fans throughout the country. How do you achieve that?
I just think it has to do with me growing up and being a fan of all hip hop, everything. I kind of soaked it in at an early age, because I started rapping when I was like 9 years old.
When you were 9, what are you rhyming about?
When I was 9, I had a song and I had to lie and say I was 10 because I had to rhyme with girlfriend. And my first song was, I'm cool, I'm bad, I might be 10, but I can't survive without my girlfriend. Yep. So then when I was 10 years old, I said that rhyme with the utmost confidence. But when I was 9, I was lying.
When you're 9, what inspired you? What made you think to try to MC and that you could do it?
From the very moment I ever heard a Curtis Blow or a Fat Boys or LL Cool J, I instantly fell in love with it. You know what I mean? It's almost like I was born for this.
Now, you've had a lot of MC names as you developed.
Oh man, you done did your research on my
Well, I
MC
mean,
name.
can you give me the list?
Man, I'm talking about, I've definitely had a lot of MC names. When I was real young, I remember having Kris Kringle. I was only like 9, 10 years old at this time, so I didn't know no better. I eventually ran out of Santa Claus raps, so I had to change my damn name.
You asked to move to Atlanta to be with your dad,
Yeah.
so you could get in the industry.
I went down there every summer with him, until I was about 13, 14, and then I moved full-time to Atlanta.
And that was something that you really wanted to do.
It's definitely something I wanted to do, just for the simple fact that Atlanta was already, budding as kind of the Motown of the South. You had Criss Cross got discovered down there at a damn mall. So when I got down to Atlanta, I was like, yo, I'm hanging out at the mall all day. You know what I'm saying? If you want some action, you got to go to where the action is.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
What is it about Atlanta that makes it still so hot? So many artists blowing up coming out of the ATL.
Man, Atlanta is to music right now what Hollywood is to movies, in my opinion. You have the greatest producers, you got so many great talents, so many business-minded individuals, and it's a lot of entrepreneurs in Atlanta, man, and it's extremely inspiring and it's extremely motivating.
When you say entrepreneur, do you mean something more than just a black person who's an entrepreneur? Is there more to it than that?
I'm just playing with the word, man. That's me just being comedic. What kills me is how many, white people come up to me on a constant basis saying how much they loved my character in Crash, and I'm a person that's robbing the hell out of white people.